Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to another video on Starseed Academy. My name is Jenny. Today I thought we could talk about some basics about aliens and ETs, so extraterrestrials, because we get so advanced in almost every single video, and sometimes we don't talk about the basics, and I think that I just assume everyone's following along, but I know that a lot of people are new to this channel as well. And so let's dive in today about what it means to be an alien or an extraterrestrial, like what makes them the same or different from you. Are you one? And we'll just really dive into these facts, theories, ideas, and see what resonates for you as well. And that's a really important part of this. So before we dive in, I just want to remind you to please like this video, share it, and subscribe, because you'll get new videos on this channel every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. So the first thing that I wanted to say about aliens and extraterrestrials, or even humans, or everything, is just the fact that all souls come from source. There is no other origination point. It's all of our home. Okay, so that beautiful bright light that people describe when they're having a near-death experience, or maybe somebody religious is describing to you what God's love feels like, or maybe somebody really new age is describing equality and oneness and unity, and it sounds the same. And then even in Eastern spirituality, they talk a lot about Kundalini energy and a Kundalini awakening. And it's also known as I am presence. And all of that, when you hear it described, also sounds like source. So it's like a bunch of fingers or arrows all pointing to the same thing. It's where we all come from. It's our creator, yes, the point where we originated from, but it's also who we are because we're made of it. So that source life spark is at the center of every single soul, regardless of what planet they live on or what star they live on, or whether they're a physical being like we are here in the third dimension on Earth. We are physical beings. It's a physical incarnation, and incarnation means lifetime. Or if they are a non-physical or etheric being, or even an astral being, or spirit being. So many words to describe a lot of the same things, right? It doesn't matter what spectrum you fall on, every single soul comes from source. And then generally speaking, most souls, when they choose to individualize and have a separate lifetime from source, it's to experience themselves, right? Like you've probably heard a lot of people say that we are God experiencing, or source experiencing itself as these individual lifetimes to learn lessons, to balance karma, to grow in wisdom and everything. So if that's the case, then you are making choices while you are a part of source to separate your consciousness in a way and go and have your own adventures while still being made of that same stuff. You're still made of source. You still are source. It's like the ocean is source, and every wave is an individual expression of a soul. So the wave is its own thing, but it's also still a part of the ocean, right? And you can take a part of the ocean and put it into a container, human body container, and walk it around and have like experiences. It doesn't mean it's not still the ocean just because it's been put somewhere else. It's still the ocean. So hopefully that kind of all makes sense to you. So anyway, what I wanted to say about souls choosing lifetimes is that generally speaking, most souls start in the angelic realms. When they first separate from source, they start in the angelic realms because they are the highest realms, other than still being a part of source. Like that's the highest aspect of divinity as a separate entity, right? So you would choose that because it's still very similar. It would still be really shocking. It would still be so much to get used to. Like, to go from just basking in love and light and being the all and everything. If you felt what that feels like through oneness, or through like with me through a Kundalini awakening, it is pure bliss. It would be really hard to give that up, but we chose to. And so the thing that we would do is choose something that was as similar as possible so that it wouldn't be such a shock to the system. And we could be as successful as possible at achieving whatever it was that we wanted to achieve in that lifetime. I am certain that the angels have lessons that they learn. There's no point to their incarnation. There's always a point. There's always soul growth happening. Always. You are learning when you are an angel. Still, you are learning. And there would still be duality in the angelic realm. It's not nearly what we experience here on earth, but it's there in a slight way. It is. Especially when they're going in mission, like, okay, so I've done readings for some of you where you've had angelic lifetimes. A lot of you actually are like earth angels, having these angelic lifetimes, alternate lifetimes to what you're living right now. And you would go into like some of the darkest, lowest dimensions on these missions with like your light weapons, like your light swords and shields, and you're like dive bombing like the really lower dimensions and the lower entities, and doing all of these like missions, sometimes battles, like full-on battles. Sometimes you're going there actually with like love and compassion. I mean, there have been a lot of readings like that. So that's duality in the angelic realm, because they are living way up in this beautiful light, and then they're deep diving. The souls that can, it's not for everyone, I understand that, but the souls that can handle it and can hold love and compassion, unconditional love and compassion for whatever they encounter, that's who goes there. That's why I often go on my missions at night when I am just the soul in the astral realm. I tend to go down. A lot of people are going up into the 5th dimension, 6th dimension, 7th, whatever. A lot of the times I'm not. A lot of the times I'm going lower. Because for me as a soul, it makes sense, because I have such a strong footing and balance in oneness. Like, I feel like I'm literally built of unconditional love and acceptance for all and compassion for all, and that is what is needed down there, right? So depending on your soul makeup, which would be all of your experiences, the totality, the sum of that, would really depend on your missions at night, where you're helping in this spiritual warfare that's happening, like where are you being placed, and then also like what kind of lifetimes you've chosen and are going to continue to choose. So that is all very dependent on who you are as the individual, and who you are as the individual is completely based on like all of the experiences that you've had, your experiences and your lessons, and what you choose to, how much you choose to grow with them, how far you choose to go with those lessons, really dictate who you are as a soul. So many souls start out in the angelic realms and they actually progress downwards. So I'm going to link at the end of this video, up in one of the top corners, a video that is a really important like sequel to this video. It's called Extreme Level Earth, and it really describes this process in detail. Why souls are actually going from the top dimensions down and not from the bottom up. Because a lot of people believe that we're working our way upwards. Like we need to get, to 5D, 6D, 7D, like we're trying to go like ascend upwards lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And that just isn't the case for most souls. There's always exceptions to the rule. But truly, most souls are going the other direction. Because it just wouldn't make any sense to go from like source to earth. You would not be successful. It would be way too hard. Such a shock to the system. You would be completely overtaken by the veil of forgetfulness, paralyzed, lost. You would be lost and so deeply in slumber that might really affect you later on in your ability to wake up. That's not how we treat ourselves. We treat ourselves with love and gentleness. And we start in the angelic realms and we slowly get used to more density, more duality, more heaviness. And as you're going downwards, your sense of awareness, it starts to get foggy because the veil of forgetfulness gets stronger the deeper that you go, right? Like it's a part of the lower dimensions. It's a very strong part of the earth construct. And you can read more about the veil of forgetfulness in the soul amnesia video and in the third dimension video. There's a lot of it. That's a very important thing for you to understand. Where your self-doubt comes from, where the soul amnesia comes from. You need to understand the programs that you are under the spell of, which is that veil of forgetfulness. So a soul is going to choose like angelic, and then it's going to choose like, which is like 12th to 14th dimension. Now us humans like to put things in boxes, so it's not exactly like that, but for ease of explanation, we put numbers on things. I mean, it's not exactly like that, but I'll just say it's like around 12 to 14, somewhere in there. It really depends on the angel. And just like on Earth, you can have third dimensional energy, 2D energy, 4D energy, and 5D energy, all on one planet, right? So a realm or a dimension isn't just one thing. It can have like a base, like the third dimension is the base is 3D, that's Earth, okay? But like as soon as we go to sleep at night, we're 4D. And as we're working through our spiritual ascension, we're bringing 5D vibrations into our physical body to help the spiritual warfare and to help others to wake up and to bring oneness onto the planet and to help usher in a new golden era here on Earth. So there's a lot of reasons why we are pulling 5D vibrations down from above, higher dimensions, pulling them down through our own channel, our physical channel, like through the crown, all the chakras, and then grounding them into the earth. We're acting like literal channels for higher dimensional energy, higher vibrational energy to help humanity and Earth right now. So you're going to choose, so 12 to 14 was angelic. A little bit below that's going to be like Arcturian kind of energy. And again, always exceptions to the rule, because you can't say that every single Arcturian is vibrating at the same rate. Okay. And okay, so this is also another point. People stereotype aliens and extraterrestrials so much. Like, I'm trying not to do that and to give you a scope, but even this video does it a little bit by saying, well, they're in this tier of awareness or understanding, like the angels, then the Arcturians, then it's going to be like, you know, Mantis or Andromedans, and Lyrans, and then you're going to be getting like Syrians, and then you're going to be down into Pleiadians, Orions, Earthlings, right? But I missed a bunch in there because there's also blue ray beings, which are very similar to angels. There's also blue avian beings, which are very similar to Arcturian energy. And there's just so much diversity. But what's really important is for you to realize that when it comes to aliens and extraterrestrials, that they're not all the same. So you can't say all Pleiadians are humanitarians. It's not true. Some of them are beautiful humanitarian souls. Some humans are beautiful humanitarian souls. But some Pleiadians are struggling with their own lessons, self-growth. They're not all love and light. Not every single one. They couldn't be, because they're all just souls. Okay? So just like all of these different souls are here on Earth, and some of them are like pure love and light, the humanitarians, the earth angels, all of those high vibes. Then there's some a little in the middle, then there's some that are slumbering, and then there's some that just have evil intent, right? Because they've been hurt really badly and they're trying to live out that cycle so that they can heal, right? Hurt people. So look at all the different kinds of souls on Earth. You have to apply that same understanding to the Pleiadians, to the Orions. Like, not all Orions are power-hungry, control-hungry beings that are confrontational and looking for a fight. Nope, not at all. There are so many beautiful avian beings and councils of Orion that are like very, very high vibrational and working towards, just like we are all here working towards unity and oneness for Earth, they are trying to do that in the Orion constellation. And if you're really interested in Orion, then I have a whole saga of three video run of my Orion lifetime, and it's full of details if you're interested in like what Orion is like or the people there. And then if you really want to get controversial, and it shouldn't be controversial, but it is, all reptilians are not bad, controlling, energetic vampires, blood drinkers, satanic worshippers. No, there is a literal reptilian council of light, which you can also check out that video with the Reptilian Council of Light and meet Tahani and everything that she stands for in that video. It's amazing hearing from her. She fully channeled a message in that video. It's really important for you to understand this for a lot of reasons. Okay, so one of them is for your protection. Okay, you need to use discernment. Because if you believe that all angels are good, all Pleiadians are good, then you're going to stop checking in with yourself and how the energy makes you feel and just believe it because you've made it a fact in your mind. And on the other side of that, if you believe that all reptilians are evil and bad, and a good, beautiful reptilian of light wants to come through with a message for humanity that's really important and powerful, then they won't be able to, not through you anyway. And in the astral realms, like, we know better than to be racist. You know better than that. You know better than to be prejudiced. I know that you do. And we really try hard to avoid those energies here on Earth, but please take that spirit galactically and understand that souls are diverse no matter what incarnation they are in. No matter what the being looks like, it's actually about the soul within. So this is so important for you to use discernment about the soul that you're connecting with. So if you're trying to connect with extraterrestrials and aliens, first of all, use moldavite, use clear quartz, go into meditations where you protect yourself with Archangel Michael's presence and energy, and then make sure that you clear and dissolve the connections when you're done, the conversation. Again, with Archangel Michael, he will dissolve all the energetic cords for you. Don't create problems for yourself. Don't create energetic cords of attachment that are permanent. But you are safe to communicate with any being in any dimension, no matter how high or low, if you use discernment, if you protect yourself, and if you want to, if you want to take your love and your light and your compassion into the lower dimensions, it's a beautiful gift to send there and to go with. And you just need to be smart about it and protect yourself, right? So this also comes into play when you are listening to humans channeling. So if you are listening to a spiritual teacher that you love and respect, but they're channeling something that doesn't feel right to you, then it's just not for you, right? So as with everything, take what works for you. I do this with religion, actually. Like, there is a lot about Buddhism and some Eastern beliefs and philosophies that I really love. I'm not a religious person at all. I can't be. It feels heavy when it's like an identity, and it feels heavy when there's rules or like a structure that makes me feel boxed in. I want to be free to change my beliefs at any moment because I am always growing and evolving. So my beliefs will continue to grow and evolve, right? So just stay flexible, stay open, use discernment, and protect yourself. But yeah, I really just wanted people to understand that there is a lot of racism and prejudice, or speciesism. I don't know, maybe that's more accurate of a term, with aliens and extraterrestrials right now, because we're getting too locked into our human mentality and ideas and labels and identities because they make us feel safe. It's just like religion. Be careful. New Age can be a religious trap in a way, because if you all of a sudden make all of these rules about each dimension, each being, and then you hold on to that because it makes you feel safe, that's a religion. You're allowing your own beliefs or someone else that's created their beliefs to tell you what to think about certain things and people, and not allowing each connection, each experience to be what it needs to be. And it can go either way, but you need to be open and you need to be flowy with it. Another great example of like being judgmental that I can share is that I always had like a belief about the grays, that they were all the same and that they were not to be trusted, or that they had a hive mind, or that they, just didn't have good intentions and all of this. That's just not true. I've met enough grays now to know that they're actually kind of pretty neutral and can be funny, sarcastic, maybe a little mean. I mean, they can be a lot of things, but just like we've been saying, just like with humanity or any group of souls, you're going to have the highest intentions all the way down to the lowest. And it just doesn't matter what kind of being it is, because it's about the soul, and souls are that varied. And souls are that varied because it's literally everything that someone has been through. Like, if someone's been through hell the last few lifetimes, they're not going to be in a good place, right? They're going to be angry, frustrated, bitter, looking to really control their next lifetime to feel safe. Like, they're just souls doing the best that they can, just like you are a soul doing the best that you can. So just have some compassion, use your discernment, protect yourself, be smart about connecting with other beings, and make sure that you are setting up protection beforehand and then clearing and dissolving afterwards. Very important to close your session properly. I've also learned that the hard way. When I'm doing readings for you guys, I'm calling in your entire team, and that can be very varied. Your teams are just as varied as what we're talking about right now. So many different kinds of beings. You could have grays, reptilians, dark entities, yet also have angels, Arcturians, Syrians, Lyrans. I mean, you are a very varied soul, very unique, because you've had all these crazy different lifetimes on your way down through your growth. Imagine the lifetimes that we could uncover for you. It's insane. And every single client has been so blown away with how much remembrance that they feel from it. Like, it unlocks soul remembrance for you. But anyway, when I forget to close a session, then I have all kinds of weird experiences, because those energetic connections are very, very real, right? So if I'm, for whatever reason, connected to someone's team and we're uncovering a lifetime in a lower realm, say an underworld style realm, or like a dark entity or a demonic something, some lifetimes are very, very intense. And if they're coming up, it's for a reason, like something that you need to know, and your team is showing it to you for a reason, usually healing that needs to be made, or a soul lesson or energy that you're still working on. There's lots of reasons. But when I forget to close those kinds of sessions, I will have either horrible nightmares about that underworld, or I will have weird things happen, because it's like having a portal still open when you're still have that connection. I just want you to know it's very real. It can be done safely, but you need to remember spiritual hygiene and to close your sessions afterwards. So as you uncover all of your alternate lives, or we couldn't probably uncover all of them. Some of you have had hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes. Some of you thousands. Some of you probably hundreds of thousands. And it really does depend on the soul. So we probably won't uncover everything, but as your team shows you the lifetimes that they believe are most important for you to know about now, you will actually find that you are less judgmental. It will happen as a byproduct of seeing yourself as all of these different beings. Because maybe you see yourself with this beautiful heart doing your best, but maybe making some bad decisions. Or maybe you see yourself as just not knowing better and hurting someone and then realizing afterwards when it's too late, and then trying to make up for that lifetime after lifetime with the karma. Like, you're really going to have your eyes opened when you do something like that. And you're really going to understand that there's no point in labeling, judging, being racist or prejudiced or any of those things, because it's not about the physical outward being. It's always about the soul within and what they're going through. I guess the question is, do some ETs want to help Earth and humanity? And the answer is yes, a resounding yes. So much. There's so many of them from every single group. There's, like all of them: angels, Pleiadians, reptilians, Orions, Arcturians, Andromedans, so many groups and councils of beings. The Galactic Federation is a large federation of all of the different smaller councils underneath one large umbrella. So it includes pretty much all the beings as well. There are so many beautiful souls trying to help free Earth from a heavy, dense blanket of energy of duality and manipulation of free will. And you know who else is trying to help humanity and Earth? You. You are. You, as a beautiful starseed soul who volunteered to come here for a very specific reason. And that reason is multidimensional, because not only are you helping just by being here with your energy, and you can learn more about how you're helping in the video, The Spiritual War, and how you can help in that video. But you are already helping just by being here, because you are then a part of the human collective consciousness, and that just puts your energy into the mix, and a lot of the time that's enough. But you're not just here to serve, and you're not just here to help others. You're here to gain so much as well. And what Starseeds are gaining from this Earth experience is so much healing, and growth and soul ascension in spiritual ways, in emotional ways, in energetic ways, because the energies present on Earth are ripe for that. They are so full of transformation. Like, it's transformational energies on Earth right now. Look at all the change that Earth and society, the human society, is undergoing. It's insane, right? All of that you can use to your advantage. And I always say to you to start with your childhood, right? That's where you have to start. You do the healing on your childhood, every part, multiple times, like heal it, like really feel it, go through it, grieve it, whatever you need to do, get closure, talk to whoever you need to talk to, go all in with the healing of your childhood. And when you do that, it might come back around for healing a couple of times, because healing is not linear. Sometimes you need to sit with it for a bit, and then it comes back around and you do another round of it. I definitely have. But once you get a good handle on the healing of your childhood, your past lives, the door to your past lives, or we really shouldn't say past, alternate lives or parallel lifetimes, that door opens up for you. And all of a sudden, things start coming through that doorway that need healing, that you need to know, that are going to help you understand yourself better. It's intense. So if you're looking for that multidimensional level of healing for your soul, and to really take advantage of your Earth experience and get everything you can from it, start with your childhood always. So a really cool thing about aliens and extraterrestrials is that you have been one and you are one, because what does ET or alien mean? I think it just means not of this Earth. Well, is anyone really truly from Earth? No. All souls are from Source. They're all from Source. So we're all we're all aliens and extraterrestrials. Some of us are just awakened ones, right? Like, people ask me all the time, well, is everyone a starseed then? And I guess it depends on your definition of starseed, but I don't know of any soul that has gone from source straight to earth and only ever incarnated here on earth. They all have lifetimes in other places. And why wouldn't they? Just like we said before, most start with angelic realms. They are also aliens. If you're looking at aliens and extraterrestrials as just meaning not of this earth, then so are angels. So is everything. Like, literally everything. And the really cool thing is that you get to choose where you want to go next. You chose this, you'll choose again. And you can learn more about that in the video What Happens When You Die. And that's all about how your soul moves between the lifetimes. So when you're not in a lifetime or an incarnation, there's an in-between time where you are healing from the one life and getting ready for another. And that video is called What Happens When You Die. But you will get to choose where you want to go next, which is really cool. And we can have ideas in our minds where we want to go. Like, right now I have a pretty good idea of where I'll be going next. But I am not in my pure consciousness right now. I'm not the pure soul with all of my memories and awareness. So really, I don't know for sure. And I won't know until I return back to just the pure soul outside of this human experience in the higher dimensions. And then I have my true decision-making capabilities with me. But just know that you are making the choices. Nobody's forcing you. Regardless of whether you have karma or not, you can work that karma out anywhere. It doesn't mean that you have earth karma and then you have to work it out on earth. Karma is universal. It's multidimensional. So, and karma just means if you have imbalanced energy from some experiences that you've had in a lifetime, like maybe you were victimized or maybe you were the aggressor or something else, it could be a lot of things, in whatever way, that creates imbalanced energy in the soul. And then as a human, it's reflected in your chakras, but as other beings, it could be reflected in other ways. And it requires balancing and healing. And we do that work while in incarnations and lifetimes, but they don't have to be the incarnation style, like Earth, where it happened. It can be worked out anywhere. What matters is that the soul that you were entangled with during that you incarnate with them. But you can do that anywhere as long as you both agree, right? So if there's something going on Earth with another person, you guys could decide to work your karma out on any other place, planet, star, constellation, realm. Sometimes it's not even a planet or a star or a constellation. Sometimes it's just like a dimensional realm of existence, an energetic realm. There's so much that we don't understand as humans, that we don't have the access to the information because of the veil of forgetfulness and that. But it's unlimited how you could work things out with that soul. So you're never trapped. You always have a choice of where you want to go next. So another really good point about your alien or extraterrestrial aspect is that you're not just one thing. I can't tell you how many people find out or resonate with one thing, like let's just use Pleiadian as an example. And then that's all that they are in their mind. They say, oh, I'm a Pleiadian starseed, I'm a Pleiadian. That's one lifetime, or maybe a few lifetimes on Pleiades, but that's one kind of experience. I guarantee you are way more than that. So make sure, again, that you're not boxing yourself in with identities and labels. You have to be careful not to create a spiritual ego also in that way. And just know that you are multidimensional and you are so much more than just a Pleiadian starseed. And people ask those kinds of questions like, can you please tell me what kind of starseed I am? And I'm like, absolutely, let's dig in and we'll find out so many different kinds of lifetimes. From angelic all the way down. And there isn't one that's good or bad or better than the other, it's all just experiences that your soul wanted to have, lifetimes, soul lessons, all of that. So just know you are a multidimensional soul. And when we start unlocking your lifetimes, you will see how crazy beautiful that is. You're like a rainbow warrior. So another cool point about who you are is that your team will give you very strong hints. Okay, so here's what I mean by that. So your guides are all connected to you from past lives. So what that means is, like, we all have a team of different guides, and they have all different kinds of beings on them. Ancestors, all kinds of things. So the people on your team, majority, like 99% of the time, are connected to you through a parallel or a past life, like an alternate lifetime. So that means if you have an Andromedan guide, chances are you've had an Andromedan lifetime. If you have an angelic guide, chances are you've had an angelic lifetime. And this goes for every single kind of being. So that's a kind of cool way to see what kinds of galactic lifetimes that you've had, experiences that you've had, and what your soul is made of. Like what your soul construct, all of the different parts of you, where they're from. So just know that all of the aliens and extraterrestrials that are helping you right now are connected to you through love, through past experiences, through lifetimes, and they want to help you. And because you're here on Earth as a human or an earthling, that gives them a very invested interest in Earth and humanity, because their precious family member or friend is here and they care so much about you. So all of us souls here on Earth, all of us beautiful awakened starseed souls, have these giant beautiful teams that are doing everything that they can to help us on our journey here on Earth, to help us get the healing, the multidimensional healing that we're looking for, but also to bring in that beautiful oneness energy in a world of separation. In a world of the great divide, we're bringing back the unity and the oneness with our galactic multidimensional selves, with non-judgment, with compassion and unconditional love. That's how we're helping. So that's why it's really important to stay in that vibration and to get out of the racist, prejudiced vibes, regardless of whether that's being applied to humanity or any other kind of being. That's not the truth. You need to really step into those vibrations of unconditional love, unconditional compassion, oneness, understanding for others, making space and room for others to have the experience that they need to have. Just be kind. Be kind and understand that you are comprised of all of these kinds of beings and souls. You are everything. Everything resides within you. And so if you can find your way to an awakening and to these kinds of messages and truths, then there is always hope for other souls to find their way as well. We're just not all on the same schedule or timeline. So aliens and extraterrestrials will always be connected to humanity. We mean so much to them, whether it's through the personal connections like with your team, or whether it's about the planet itself and humanity as a species. We truly mean so much to them because we represent a society on the cusp of an ascension and a golden era. Coming from like the dark ages of that 24,000 year precession cycle that we talk about on this channel all the time, coming from the dark ages into a golden era again here on Earth. It's a very potent, magical time. It means a lot because we're all so connected. Gaia is so connected to all of the planets around her. We are so connected to all of these different kinds of beings. We matter so much to them. And what's happening on Earth and achieving that freedom to move into that golden era, it really matters. So there's always going to be beautiful, benevolent aliens and extraterrestrials on your team, working to help humanity and Earth, that you can connect with, that you can work with, that you can, receive healing, guidance, and counsel from. And it goes both ways. You can also offer counsel, guidance, healing to them as well. Don't think that you don't have anything to offer because you're in a human. You have so much to offer. In fact, many of you are part of councils where you are reporting back about the energies on Earth and the conditions on Earth. Being like an energetic reporter really helps them, because we know what it feels like and what's happening here on Earth way more than anybody just watching the show. And so when we are a part of these councils, we can literally bring the energy of Earth there and have them see and feel and understand it, and then they can help better that way as well. You have just so many important missions, councils that you're a part of, meetings that you're taking part in. We are so entangled with aliens and extraterrestrials. They are our family and friends. So I hope that you received something beneficial from this video. I know that there was a lot. It's really hard to cover such a broad topic. So if there's like a specific part of this video that you want expanded on, then please let me know. I'm going to be filming my next video about ship contact and what that's like, how to achieve it, what it feels like, and some personal experiences. So if you're interested in ship contact, like with different beings, aliens, then make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, because that will be coming up in the next video. And in the comments below, just drop any further questions or even topics, like video topics, video requests. I love receiving those. I want to know what you guys want to see, and I want to know what you want to hear more about or learn more about. So help direct the videos that suit you better by just commenting below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And then if you want to work with me on uncovering some of these amazing soul aspects of who you truly are, like your multidimensional self, what are you made of? We can uncover so much for you and get really detailed with those lifetime experiences, where you find out who you were, what you look like, where you were, what your name was, what you were doing, like either for work or on a daily basis, the family or the people around you, like the soul lessons, the things that happen. Like, it's so detailed. If you're wanting to learn more about your lifetimes, please check out the links in the description box. And then if this kind of video resonates for you and you're really enjoying my channel and my energy, then please consider donating. It's the first link in the description box, and any amount is so appreciated. Thank you so much for your support. So one final thing, of course, before you go, please remember, listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body you are in. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Bye.